Welcome back to none other than the Iron Princeton channel. Today I shall read another transcript from my adopted little sister from the Philippines, Nick Florence. Fantastic FanFic story of none other than Moonlight. Chapter 32. Roaring like a lion, Vegeta attacked Zarbon and Dodoria, despite knowing they cannot hold a candle against him now. They still tried to defend themselves. Both suffered a quick but brutal death by the hands of the furious Saiyan. Vegeta remorsefully did to Dodoria what the true Dodoria did to the helpless Onryo earlier. This is what you get for killing a Saiyan in front of me. I will never forgive anyone who dares to mock the pride of the Saiyans. Not even you or your master. That's what Vegeta uttered to Dodoria before ripping his head off and proceeding to annihilate Zarbon with a swift punch to the gut that impaled through the monster's stomach. With a potent energy blast, Zarbon's body burst to pieces from the inside out. In a matter of minutes, all the soldiers of the Frieza army, the Saiyans who were fighting, were dead on the ground at the sight of his fallen army. Frieza clapped his hands, causing everyone to look at his direction. Kikono, Berry Blue, and Sorbet all stared at their fallen men with eyes that may fall from the sockets anytime soon. Their faces pale in pure terror. They were astonished by how strong these Saiyans are. No wonder they are feared across the universe. I am not surprised about how easily you monkeys have beaten my lowly, obviously incompetent soldiers. You are a race of warriors after all. You wouldn't be called that for no reason. So I would like to congratulate you for your vast improvement, especially you, Vegeta-san. Frieza beamed with a pleased smile. Vegeta's neutral expression didn't change as he glared at the Emperor in front of him with an austere gaze. The Emperor grinned when he found that unimpressed look upon the crown prince of the Saiyans. Oh, come on, stop glaring at me like that. You know I've been vouching on you since the beginning. That's why I spared you last time. I heard of all your capabilities. While your people are indeed a powerful race of proud warriors, you still stand out among them all. Since the day I met you, I've been thinking of enlisting you in my galactic army and bestowing you the highest position as my supreme commander, other than being my heir to my empire, of course. Really? Supreme commander? Heir to the Galactic Empire? Me? Vegeta suddenly asked, showing gleaming interest with Frieza's offer. Of course, Frieza nodded. Vegeta turned his head over his shoulder towards his father with a lofty grin. They had a silent conversation for a moment, with the king shaking his head. Vegeta also saw Bardock and Kakarot doing the same thing. After a few moments of playfully thinking it over, the Saiyan Prince faced Frieza. Alright, you flatter me with your praises, Frieza, he said. Sorry, but I will reject your offer. Just as I said last time, I will never bow down to you, or even take orders from you. I've already made up my mind. I'm going to annihilate you once and for all if you continue to persist in this meaningless treaty of yours. Also, if I destroyed you here, I can become the ruler of the universe in your place. So your offer meant nothing to me. Now, I'll give you a last chance to get off my planet and never return here again, he shouted. Frieza lowed, having enough of the monkey prince's disrespect to his authority. This is the second time you have stood up against me of all people, and you have blatantly told me to go away. I have no idea if you are truly ignorant of who you are talking to, or if you simply lost your mind due to your terror. But because you are too blinded by your high pride, you just deny it desperately. Do you honestly think a number of ants could beat a dinosaur? He asked. He rose from his hovering throne, levitating off the eerie thing and descending into the ground. The invisible aura radiating off him made the air have this chilling but vibrating hum, a sign of the Emperor's boiling air. Aside from Vegeta and Broly, all of the Saiyans paled and froze in complete terror as they perceived the Galactic Emperor's seething power. Of course, If those ants work together, they can beat someone like you. Ever heard of teamwork? Vegeta declared confidently. Frieza chuckled in amusement as if he was hearing the funniest joke he's heard his entire life. That's a funny one. I guess the rumors were true when they say you are a joker. I know you're aware of this, that you feel the Saiyans fighting as one against you, Prince remarked. Is that so? Are your people even willing to die for you, just to try incurring my wrath? Look at them, they're all paralyzed with fear, Frieza pointed out. Vegeta turned to see what had suddenly become of his people, and what he found made him furious. He roared at them. That's it! I have no use for pathetic cowards such as yourself. How dare you claim yourselves as Saiyans? Get out of my sight before I decide to annihilate you all at once. Just go and watch it in the sidelines if you want. I will take care of him alone. Without any word, the Saiyans scampered away from the battlefield like scared mice. Vegeta stared with a dumbfounded expression as no one was actually left behind him, not even his father, Bob, Kakarot, or Bro. Ha! Great, Vegeta snorted to himself. I can take care of him alone. I don't need your help. Damn you all! He grumbled like a spoiled brat not getting what he wanted for his birthday. He faced the Emperor, forcing his earlier mortified expression to his neutral look, trying to hide his humiliation about his earlier words. I do not require any help from those pesky cowards I call my people anyways. I believe that I alone will be sufficient enough to send you to hell. Stressed. Frieza questioned with a sarcastic look and tone. What? Are you telling me that you alone are suffice to beat me? Vegeta smirked in a smug one as he answered with a mocking grin. That's right. I didn't know you have a problem with either your hearing or your understanding. Frieza chuckled, astounded by this boy's acidity. Of course not. I was just too stunned by such absurdity. After your speech about unity and teamwork, here you are claiming that you alone can defeat me, Lord Frieza. I just can't believe your stupidity. Laugh while you can, Frieza, for it would be the last thing you ever do, the prince warned. That's right. Keep smirking. Soon, I'm going to wipe that disgusting smile off that hideous joke you call face. What stands before you right now is your greatest nightmare. I am the fulfillment of the Saiyan's prophecy and a 3,000-year-old legend, the harbinger of death, brought to you life. The legendary Golden Warrior, the Super Saiyan. For a moment, Frieza's laughing expression changed into one of pure stun. Those words, it's almost the same as what Vegeta told him in his nightmares. The similarities gave him the creeps. He quickly regained his composure though. Of all the things you could have said, why does it sound so familiar to me? Apparently you have no idea how terrifying I am, foolish Vegeta-san, Frieza said before he yelled, That's so. Now allow me to show you what real hell is. Vegeta grinned widely in anticipation and urged the Emperor to do as he declared. Very well then, show me. I am looking forward to it. Frieza's malevolent purple aura burst to life, and with a mighty roar, his power level quickly skyrocketed, causing the ground to rumble and crack underneath his feet. The sky slowly darkened with ominous thunderclouds being summoned by a heart of pure evil. This is bad. Everyone stay even further away from the battlefield, shouted Zorn. Everybody except Vegeta jumped back a few miles away to try to escape, but... As Frieza's loud howl resounded in the distance, his destructive aura blasted outwards for several miles, reducing all of his dead men and numerous Saiyans who had a slow reaction time into atoms. Not even their final screams were heard, overwhelmed by the ear-splitting sound of energy eruption. Vegeta stood at the same spot as he were before, without even bulging or batting an eye at all. Budging. He watched in anticipation as Frieza transformed his body 3 times continuously, Nobody had any idea that the Galactic Emperor was this powerful. No wonder why he was feared across the universe. Frieza's battle power rapidly rose as his body morphed into a giant. His skull elongated greatly, his facial features twisted into an even more hideous look. His nose and purple lips combined to form a crude beak. The deadly-looking black horns at the side of his head receded, replaced by white, bone-like spikes. Several more of the same spikes grew out of his spine, curving outwards. His trembling body punished while his ear-piercing screams escalating to a choir of cries of extreme agony. Soon, his body began to crack apart like it was an egg, about to unleash the monster being developed inside of it. As this happened, Frieza's body flashed red, unable to control his growing powers any longer. With a mighty cry, Frieza released a shockwave that shattered his shell, causing a destructive explosion of power. His malevolent purple aura bursted upwards into the sky. When the smoke finally cleared, Frieza appeared from his horns, pink, purple, and white, green, and lizard appeared earlier. He was now just a simple and slick-looking lizard-like humanoid with white and purple skin. He looked pretty harmless, but one could literally feel his overwhelmingly terrifying power chilling pressure to his limbs. What do you think, Vegeta-san? This is my true form. The previous one you saw earlier is just a camouflage to contain my full power, which I am having a great difficulty to control, Frieza announced. Vegeta let out a disinterested sigh. So you transformed like our Saiyans, huh? He remarked with a cocky smile. So, what about it? You just removed some of your skin only to shrink down into a harmless-looking lizard. There's nothing special. The Saiyan's ears were filled with a horror insulting his mighty power, greater than theirs of the supposedly self-composed Emperor. You sure? Then certainly this legendary Super Saiyan you have been bragging about. Vegeta's dark eyes changed into a scarlet filled with excitement, for shedding his opponent's blood with his hands. He smiled as he stated, "Now, that is a request you're going to regret." Ah! With a concentrated look, he focused his energy deep within himself. Vegeta summoned his legendary power from the depths of his being, calling forth all of his rage, the catalyst for the legendary transformation, and letting it flow through his entire being. It answered to his call, and soon enough the power began to bubble through the surface, enveloping his form with an intense golden light. Each strand of his dark brown hair above his head rippled with the excess flow of his energy, changing his hue to a glowing gold. In front of him, Frieza's eyes widened, and his jaw dropped in complete horror. As Vegeta's glowing red eyes turned into jade green, he reared his head back and shouted with all his might into the skies. Ha! A burst of golden light shoot straight up into the dark clouds and returned as a huge, powerful bolt of lightning, striking the same prince to fill him with the overwhelming legendary power of a Super Saiyan. The brat sure has a knack for showing dramatic power and transformation. The brat sure has a knack for showing dramatic power and transformation. Bardock thought gloomily as he watched Vegeta's transformation. He's the only one among the Saiyans who's obviously unimpressed by the overdramatic show off by the transforming prince instead of being. When the thunder exploded, filling the surroundings with yellow and white lightning snapping across the surroundings, Vegeta stood proud, Saiyan, sick. For a few moments, the crowd seemed to be nervous, tired, astonished, and just most of the Vegeta crowd was a cat ready to come, a third brain. And then, with lightning speed that knocked his feet over he kicked off the ground and sent an unexpected punch unguarded back. The attack almost folded the unprepared Emperor into half. The sleeper has awakened to send you to the depths of hell, Frieza. Prepare yourself, Vegeta declared in a cold voice as he raised his eyes focused on his fist to stare up at Frieza's huge eyes. What's the matter? Surprised? He asked with a smirk. Frieza was too stunned to say anything. He could only let out a squeaking sound as if he was trying his best not to puke whatever thing was collecting in his throat from his abdomen. Was it blood or an acid reflux? Clearly, Frieza was taken aback by the unexpected strength of that attack. Watching the great Emperor in agony made Vegeta's bestial, sadistic urge boil to the surface, and he slowly pulled his fist, the one very deep into Frieza's gut, causing the lizard humanoid to let out a long, pained grunt. He smashed the same fist into Frieza's chin, and then the other on the left side of his face. Frieza-sama! Orbit gasped in disbelief when he found his master being helplessly pumped by the monkey prince. Get into the ship now! He called out to his remaining two comrades, Sorbet and Berib. They ran inside the ship and watched the ensuing battle through the windows. Vegeta began to pound his fist against Frieza's face and torso with superhuman speed as they blasted off into the dark sky. Shockwaves released from each ship rumbled across the battlefield. The prince swiveled downwards to grab and pull his opponent's shield to spin and hurl into the ground. Frieza shot towards the thick wall that got reduced to rubble upon his impact. Vegeta floated above the bridge of rocks where Frieza plummeted, his muscular arms crossed over his chest plate as he calmly gazed at the smoke of dust with a confident smile. A burst of purple light suddenly exploded from the debris, reducing it to atoms. Frieza appeared, scowling as he looked up at Vegeta. The Saiyan Prince chuckled. Come on, Frieza. I was curious to see the extent of your new power. Frieza was enraged at the dirty trick done to him by this damn boastful monkey. How insolent of you! You just stuck some cheap, dirty shutter in, and you already think you are superior. Your arrogance will be your undoing. Vegeta tilted his chin upwards, still with that pompous smirk as he gloated his enemy. By all means, don't hold back on my account. Fine by me then. Frieza gritted his teeth, flaring his aura to life. He blindly rushed towards Vegeta, blasting off the ground, engulfed by his cataclysmal energy. He threw a punch towards the prince, which Vegeta effortlessly dodged by simply cocking his head to his left side. Vegeta calmly grabbed Frieza's wrist with both his hands. Frieza staggered back in stun. Vegeta shouted at him, "Too slow! Too slow!" and using his hold, flung Frieza into the clouds. The prince watched the Emperor scream disappear from his sight using his Hibictus technique. Vegeta followed Frieza's trail and attacking from above. He proceeded into rapidly pounding his fist over the helpless Frieza's face until they reached the ground. Frieza tried his best to fight back, but he was completely overpowered by the Super Saiyan. Vegeta continued his assault, burying Frieza into the deep crater the Emperor's impact was creating. Several cracks appeared around the hole, which kept on getting bigger. The prince roared like an Azaru as he unleashed his wrath at the Emperor, incessantly beating him to a pulp. Finally, when the prince halted his attacks, Frieza was on his behind on the ground, surrounded by dust and debris. Displeased expression and a deep scowl on his face. Are you serious? Is that really the true level of your power, oh great and mighty Emperor of the universe? Vegeta started to guide. If that's the limit of your strength, then I'm greatly disappointed. He paused to spit on the ground, utter repulsion of the miserable state his enemy was in. His act offended the Emperor greatly, And here I was hoping I could finally have a good fight. It was rumored what kind of power you possess, and here I came wondering what an exceptional demon you are. But it seems stories about you are nothing but exaggerated, gibberish lies. Apparently there is too much of a gap between our powers. I didn't expect you to be this pathetic. This fight bores me. Killing you in here has become such an inconsequential matter. Consequential matter. That did it. Frieza finally had enough of this monkey's unbelievable pompousness. How dare he insult and humiliate him, the great emperor of the universe, like this? Why, you insolent monkey, you have such a bossy mouth that talks big for someone of lowly primitive status like yourself. For your information, this isn't even my final form. If you really want to fight me, then I'll let you have it. Vegeta raised an eyebrow at him. Really? And here I thought we were fighting seriously already. So, you are not fighting with your true strength all this time when you clearly said a few moments ago that you are using your true power? Yes, this is my true form, but this isn't my final form. I am still hiding my latent abilities in which I achieved while training for this day. You see, when I learned about your so-called prophecy, I decided to bide my time training to release my latent potential in order to prepare myself for our battle. Super Saiyan? Do you honestly think I will allow a lowly simian like you defeat me so easily? Of course not. During my training, I was able to unlock my hidden powers by undergoing a metamorphosis. Just as how you called yourself as the Golden Warrior, I too have the same golden transformation. Are you saying that despite this obvious gap between us, if you reach this golden form of yours, that you would be able to beat me? Vegeta asked with a sarcastic tone. Of course, just like what they say, fight fire with fire. In our case, fight gold with gold. Saying Prince muttered to himself. What do you say, Vegeta-san? You are the crown prince of a warrior race, the strongest of your kind. I'm sure you would want to see me in my most powerful form. All your life you've been bored being this powerful. No one can hold a candle against your great might and challenge your superiority. Here's your chance to get rid of that boredom and test your strength against mine. Allow me to transform to my golden form, Vegeta-san, and you can enjoy the good, worthy fight you've been waiting for so long, tempted the devilish emperor. Vegeta eagerly listened to Frieza's tempting offer, considering them in his mind. The galactic emperor's words were truth. All his life, Vegeta found himself in a state of complete boredom until he spent his time teasing and falling in love with Bulma, and discovered a worthy challenge in Broly's unexpected might. His quest in regaining his title as the strongest of his kind had been enjoyable while it lasted. The challenge Broly's power brought to him served as a goal to spur his already dead motivation to be ignited once more. But after he had overpowered Broly in their second match, Vegeta's boredom as a warrior returned once more. Without a proper challenge or goal, all the power he had meant nothing to him but just a symbol of his own self-pride that allowed him to feel superior to the weaklings around him and subjugate them to do what he wants out of their fear of incurring his wrath. This was the reason why he disguised himself as Sadara, in order to fan away his boredom and have some fun with causing trouble, playing around or being thought of as the same level as his people. But it really wasn't enjoyable enough to satisfy him. Vegeta always wanted a challenging conflict to test out his full strength and prodigious abilities in someone that can hold their own against him. It would be more satisfying if that someone was stronger than him, so he can be motivated to break through his limits and discover a new level of strength on his own. So if Frieza was telling him that he could beat him in this golden form of his, it would give the prince what he wanted the most. A challenge worthy enough to make his seething Saiyan blood boil with uncontrollable excitement. A fight without him holding back his strength. A battle which would push him to surpass his limits. Listen to what your Saiyan blood is telling you. Frieza guarded him like a demon whispering to Vegeta's ears, tempting him and offering him the greatest innermost desires of his heart. The remaining Saiyans behind him panicked, seeing their chosen one hesitate to think about his decision. He must not.
It's coming, freezing me.
What do you think you're doing, Vegeta? Now's your chance. You must not let him reach you. Time to attack while he's powerless against you. Kill him now. Vegeta hearing his father's words already. Horse, right? Don't tell me you're considering of allowing him to reach this golden form of his. Don't be a fool! Finish him now! Make him suffer, break every bone in his body and crush his spirit to humiliate him by making him realize that no matter his strength, he is truly no match for the Prince of all Saiyans and the legendary Super Saiyan powers. That way, I can truly enjoy this battle until the end. Are you insane? What the hell is wrong with you? Father Cunning, listen to me, brat. You have to finish him now before he gets the upper hand against you. Remember, only you have the power to destroy Frieza! Vegeta smirked. I know that. Then stop hesitating, Vegeta. If you don't use that power now, and you allow Frieza to power up, it could become your undoing! King Vegeta shouted. Listen to what your father's telling you for once, brat. You cannot afford to lose this chance. Don't waste it, Bardock insisted. Paragus grunted on the side, shaking his head. That haughty, stubborn little bastard. He's bound to fail his mission if he allows Frieza to use his latent potential. He turned to his son and told him in a low voice, Broly, prepare yourself. If Vegeta allows Frieza, you can have your chance of stealing the win from him. Broly just gave his father an angry look. Really? His father is still on that worthless rivalry, he sighed. Just shut up! Vegeta roared as he waved a hand to create a gust of potent wind that blew the two Saiyans out of the way. He had enough of them telling him what to do in his fight. Then they all ran away to make him battle the Emperor alone instead of fighting with him in unity. Don't you dare order me around. This is my fight, and only I can decide what will happen in here. If any of you gets in my way before I could satisfy my thirst for blood, then I will take you all out on you. The Saiyans stared at their prince as if he just grew a second ahead. He can't be doing this, not now. Bardock began to pale as his wide eyes suddenly rolled backwards, his mind being filled with new ominous visions of the outcome of the fight as Vegeta finally made up his mind about his decision, which eventually changed the course of his future. Vegeta returned his attention to his nemesis with a fuck. I will call your bluff and intentionally fall into your trap. There's no pride and joy to feel in celebrating by defeating you in the pathetic state you are in now. Go on and transform. As Frieza spread his legs apart and put his arms down at his side, palm facing forward, he smiled at Frieza as he began to power up his golden form. Very well, you just made the right decision. Now feast your eyes on this. Consider yourself lucky. You are the first one to see this new glorious transformation of mine. I'm looking forward to it. Behind Vegeta, Bardock screamed an ear-piercing cry. No! Ah! The yellow-orange ore burst out of Frieza's body, bracing himself while he shouted and resounding yells. Dust, small rocks and debris began to levitate around them. The swirling dark clouds gave a flash of yellow lightning, striking the ground near Frieza. The ground trembled once again under their feet. Its intensity grew as just as Frieza's power peaked. Suddenly, his energy exploded and Frieza's body began to flash a golden light. Its radiance too bright, blinding everyone's eyes watching him. A destructive phenomena occurred across planet Vegeta. And so, as the neighboring planets near the Saiyan homeworld, Frieza's immense evil power can be felt across the galaxy and the otherworld, causing Saiyans and aliens, even otherworldly beings alike, to fear what's about to happen. Vegeta, who was shielding his eyes with his arms from the blinding light of Frieza's energy, was beginning to feel discouraged. He didn't expect that Frieza was still hiding such an ominous and massive level of power. when the light, and we shall leave it at that.